Hey, it's John Benson, Sales Copy Secrets, and this is a VSL breakdown. This is the currently number two weight loss offer on ClickBank that I am analyzing. Their video sales letter, why it's working. I'm going to tear apart the lead. I'm going to show you some stuff that's going to blow your mind and how you can repeat yourself 20 freaking times. And the 20-time repetition secret is what I'm going to call it, because this thing is cranking cash. Let's dive in. And presto, I got these goopy headphones on, but that's okay because you'd rather me have the headphones on and not hear the echo from this freaking VSL. Okay, let's check this out.
I lost 27 pounds. Italian herb hack. It's just.
Is this like something out of like, what am I doing this with this fast thing? It's because I don't want to bore the hell out of you. Okay. Yes, it sounds like chipmunks. I understand that, but we're going to break down the copy in just a second. I want to show you the intro super fast. I want to show you, it starts off with the people that you want to think that you can be, okay? The beautiful girl, the slim guys, but also people that seems realistic. Like, okay,
my body looks and feels amazing.
Everybody's happy. And look at the crappy video testimonial here.
But I started just 2 weeks
Meaning
ago,
his video was really bad. It was blurry and everything, so it feels really real. Like that right there, you see how blurry that is? Not a good video at all. The plant in the side, it's like between two ferns. That's what it reminds me of. But this is really realistic looking. Now, notice every word on the screen. That's super important. Every single word is on the screen the entire time. This is never just video. Now, this is not an ugly video sales letter the way that I normally do them, which is all be slides. That's okay. This is a produced VSL. You can test VSLs with just slides, and if it works, you can go to this level of production. Obviously, you'd want to start off with, videos because they start off with videos. Starting off with testimonials is very, very good. But I am going to say this right off the bat. This would never fly with cold traffic, at least not that I'm aware of, because it's got too many claims in it. And there's a lot of claims in this lead that we're going to break down that I'm going to say, I don't know about that for cold traffic. But they're probably running this to affiliate traffic. And just with affiliates, because it's an email list, you can get by with more that you can't get by with like on Google and stuff like that. So this is not a lesson on compliance. It's a lesson on copy.
Years of eating whatever
okay, whatever I want.
Losing this weight. Wow.
Hey guys,
okay.
This simple secret is
now you got this goofy guy doing this, right? It's like he gets,
this really works.
Everybody's over ecstatically happy. This is something that's super important if you're going to do testimonials.
Just when you think you've heard everything. Think again.
Okay.
It might sound far-fetched at first. However,
now here we go with the copy. This may sound far-fetched at first, but researchers from a prestigious university
discovered a mysterious Italian loophole.
And there you go, the breathtaking Italian village. Okay, I just wanted to show you that much of the VSL to give you the idea of what we're looking at here as far as concept. We're going to go from this to the lead itself, because that's better than watching the entire video and forcing you to listen to it at super fast speed. But the Italian loophole. The Italian loophole, they show a village in Italy that my wife and I were just there, so not too long ago. And this is the Amalfi Coast. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. So this Italian loophole, they didn't start with that. They started with testimonials. And the testimonials, again, compliance is it's a monstrous thing. If you're running cold traffic to an offer, you have to get your compliance down. And you got to make sure that if you're running testimonials, those testimonials must be compliant, must be FTC compliant, must be compliant with Google, Facebook, et cetera, whatever you're running cold traffic to. Again, this is affiliate traffic, so it's a little bit less of a risk there, but they still could run a risk of getting something with some FTC issues. But their testimonials, again, testimonials are one of those things that they can come down hard on you for, or it can be okay. It really has to be just worded just right. We're not going to get into testimonial wording here. I'm just telling you what they're doing that's creating, I think, this big spark. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over to ChatGPT. Now, the reason I popped over here to ChatGPT is this is the lead. As you can see, what I did is I just pulled it into chat and say, hey, transcribe this lead, then put it into paragraphs and make it easier for me to do this for my peeps here. Sales Copy Secrets, I'm going to blow this up a little bit higher. Now, I'm going to walk this through as if it was a text sales letter, because you saw the VSL, you saw what was working. What makes it work? Again, starting off with all the testimonials. Okay. Hey guys, simple secret, blah, blah, blah. Now, here's what's very important. This is right here where it starts. It might sound far-fetched at first. However, and that's interesting. I usually don't say start off with something like you don't want someone to believe, but it works here. However, researchers from a prestigious university have discovered a mysterious Italian loophole in this breathtaking village on Amalfi's coast. What does it do? It allows their residents to stay thin, healthy, and youthful well into the 60s, 70s, 80s, despite eating fresh bread, pizza, pasta, and wine. Okay, now, if you've been around weight loss at all, and even if you haven't, I'm going to tell you this. There's this thing called the Italian paradox, and people know about it really well, French paradox as well, that, how come Italians can eat pasta and they still stay lean, and French as well, et cetera. And by the way, now that I'm done with the audio, I can take these goofy these headphones off. These headphones are awesome, by the way. I use them in the gym, but I don't like them on video. Now, why is this the case? Well, this is kind of what they're going into. Here's why it's the case. I'm not going to tell you that this is why it's true. I'm just going to talk about this from copy. This is not, I will repeat this, not weight loss advice. This is not meant to endorse this product. I'm not saying I believe this product. I'm merely telling you what's working and why they're doing what they're doing. Okay, so there's something that they've discovered that allows people into their 60s, 70s, and 80s to eat bread, pizza, and stay lean, right? Well, okay, it sounds really attractive. But although people you saw they were like mostly in their 20s and 30s and, maybe 40s, why? Well, their audience, and here's what they know, this is their audience. And I know this because I've written for this niche for the last 20 years. The average age is 68. Crazy once you find that out. People buying Truth About Abs, one of my friend Mike Geary's book, average age in their 60s. So it's not what you think. It's not 30-year-olds. Yet 30-year-olds are still attractive to 60-year-olds and 70-year-olds. That's what they want to think that they can look and feel as active and love. And plus, they've got a lot of other people into their 70s and 80s in that video with lots of different age ranges. I just stopped the video because I don't want to play the whole video. Now, it's very important. Now, I don't think the copy is super strong here. I think the copy could be better because I don't like using the word no and no, especially like I said. But in this particular context, their secret has nothing to do with, they could start the sentence with, their secret has nothing to do with genetics. So they don't need the word no, because no solicits a stop in the mind, and I don't like to use it. But hey, I'm not going to complain too much about small stuff because it is work. Does nothing to do with genetics, the sea air, or some special mineral in the water. So they're covering all the things that people have heard before. Now, they did not cover, it doesn't have anything to do with the nutrients of the food being better. They don't want to go into that because the reality is one of the reasons why Italians can eat pasta all the time is they walk like crazy. When we're in Italy, we're walking 25,000 steps a day, crazy stuff. And all their food is just crystal clean, pure when it comes down to ingredients. So that's two of the major reasons behind this whole paradox. But so they're going to take a different slant. I'll put it that way. So scientists discovered these Italian locals obsess over this one thing. So look how much he's building this tension. One thing. How many times have you heard me talk about one thing? If you can lead with one thing, there's one thing that you have to do, in this case, to lose weight. One thing that you have to do to fix your marriage. One thing you have to do to write better copy that converts. One thing. If you can do the one thing, you are so close to something that will take off, as long as that one thing is legit. Okay. I'll share that in a moment. What's this? Pattern interrupt. NLP, excuse me. Well, it's a pattern. Well, it's kind of a pattern interrupt, but it's actually it's actually an open loop. It's actually an open loop. I'll get it right. John will get it right. It is an open loop. I'll cover it in a moment. They strategically structure their meals. Okay. There's copy in here. I'm going to dissect good and bad. Okay. Strategically structure, very difficult to say. Alliterations, don't want to use a lot of them. They structure, just to get rid of this, their meals to activate a powerful fat burning pathway. Now, I'm going to show you all the stuff. Pathway, loophole, Italian loophole. Locals obsess over this one thing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Out of 800 words in the lead, right around 800 words, they use 19 different ways of saying this. Sometimes they'll repeat loophole. They'll repeat loophole like 7 or 8 times. So this is one of the keys to why this is working. They repeat it over and over. Look how many times and how many sentences they say it in different ways. It's super important. This time it's a pathway inside your body that controls the release of fat. So you can quickly start melting the pounds off your start quickly melting the pounds. Okay. Very interesting use of the ing verb here. Very important. Melting the pounds. It feels like it's happening right now off the stubborn areas, belly, hips, and thighs. These Italians have followed this unique eating ritual. Now it's a different way of saying it. Now it was a loophole. Now it's one thing that it's kind of open. It's a pathway. They use a secret. They use that a lot. Now it's something completely different. Now it's just flipping the way he's saying it. This unique eating ritual for over 150 years, allowing them to be thin without strict diets or any exercise at all. Now, nothing against the guys that wrote this, but that's not true. That's just simply not true. They exercise by walking. Now, maybe they don't know they're walking, but Amalfi Coast, especially if you've ever been to the Amalfi Coast, it's very hilly. And you walk, and people walk everywhere in Italy. And that's one of the reasons why they are so freaking fit. Now, he shows this is very clever. I mean, look at this place. And in the VSL, they show, if you've ever been to Italy, they have these little streets that you can go down and they're super narrow roadways. And he shows one of those roadways. They clearly don't have any gyms or fancy juice bars. I will tell you right now, this is 1000% true. Man, there's like 6 gyms in all of Italy. I swear to God. I mean, we go there once a year at least, and I have to find, because that's what I do. I do a lot of training. We have to find hotels that have gyms, and they are so dinky. Like there's no such thing as a real gym, even in Rome. I mean, so it's unreal. So that part is true. They walk everywhere. Now we're going to get a little bit more dramatic. Fat loss experts at top universities. We went from 1 university to 2. Notice that. Stunned when they decoded the pattern. Simple loophole that can melt fat. It's just repeating over and over again, faster than anything they'd ever seen before. It's been revealed that the reason why this Italian loophole, I mean, do I have to keep going here? I am telling you that if you want something that works, once you find a hook, repeat it to the point where it feels like you're just beating a dead horse. Nothing against horses. I love horses. Don't kill a horse. But just completely repeat it over and over and over again. I've used this example a lot. My friend Todd Brown wrote a killer promotional series for a product that he's got, and he repeated the phrase, the hook for his product. I counted like 100 times in the VSL. It was insane. So this is just in the lead that they're repeating it this many times. Works so well for fat burning. Why does it work? Well, it deactivates. Now it's a second thing, a newly discovered fat storing enzyme. Okay, this is... I'm not trying to bash the writers of this, by the way. So if you guys are watching this, don't hate me on this, but because good job on the writing part of it from a conversion angle. This is not newly discovered, but it is. You can say newly discovered because how new is new? Well, it wasn't discovered in the 1600s, so I guess it's new in that sense. It's new in the geological sense. It wasn't discovered yesterday. Okay, it's a little thing called lipase. It was discovered quite a while ago. So, but now you can tap into the latest fat loss research and disable the sneaky fat storing enzyme. Okay, actually, that's not lipase. Fat storing enzyme must be something else. But this is new proven loophole allowing your body to drop excess pounds fat and get them off. So I'm not really sure what the sneaky fat storing enzyme is. I thought they were talking about lipase because that's later in the which is an enzyme that's related in fat metabolism. I thought that's what they were talking about. But now they've got this other thing, and there's a sneaky fat storing enzyme. It's just all over the place. This Italian loophole is getting a lot of attention. Now, this is one of my favorite lines because some critics are saying people are losing weight too fast and it might not be healthy. Man, I would, if I were them, would just leave it at losing weight too fast. The not healthy part is a little scary. Again, I'm talking about ways that they could boost their conversion. People are saying they're losing weight too fast. If people are like, sign me the hell up, right? It's like, wow. But the truth is, this breakthrough is based on research from over 313 clinical labs. Now, more than likely, they're talking about lipase, the enzyme, I would think, but there's nothing too new about that. I'm not sure what they're talking about because, again, I'm just looking at the lead. But you got to be careful with saying this because the truth is this breakthrough was based on research. You could probably get by with it because it says it was based on the research. It's not based on their book. It's based on this loophole. This 7C Italian loophole at home. See why it works like crazy to release stuff about. This could be some sort of AI translation error. But again, over and over and over again. And I want you to be cautious with this. How you can use it to shed 20, 30, or 50 pounds on one fat. Now, that you will never get by with that on cold traffic. It's just too dramatic. It's too much. You would have to say how you can shed the unwanted fat. You'd have to be very vague with that. So more likely, this is just to affiliate traffic. I think that's ridiculous. I think you should be able to say that if that's true. You'll also see why the more carbs you eat, the faster you'll burn fat. Now, what are they doing here? They're taking something that most people believe that you can't eat carbohydrates and lose weight, and you're saying the more you eat. So they're flipping a lot of things on its head. They're resetting their metabolism, but look at this. This same fat releasing loophole. It keeps changing its name. It's a fat releasing loophole. It's an Italian loophole. It's a manhole cover loophole. It's all sorts of loopholes. It's all over the place. And finally, this is the last thing. My wife, Beth. who dropped 69 pounds of stubborn fat. Great copy there. My wife, Beth, shows a picture of her before and after, 69 pounds of stubborn fat, not just fat, in just months. Well, how many months? 97, 2? They both work, right? It's a great way of saying things. She dropped 69 pounds in just months. I mean, you could say just days, right? But that's not believable. Well, how many days? 400, right? You don't know. If it's worked for them, it can work for you. Now, they go into the imagine. Imagine how everything will change once you do this. You'll be showered with compliments, shock your friends, photos. Then they get right back to it. The new Italian loophole, no restrictive diets, no crazy exercises, works even if you got bad genes, no matter what you try. Okay, so that was the breakdown of the lead of this VSL. I want you to take the general ideas here to repeat the hook over and over and over again. Find different ways of saying the hook, but keep coming back to the same central thought. And just be cautious with your claims, super cautious with your claims. But if you find the hook that works, don't be afraid to repeat it. Now, get to it.